Bienvenue à Super Méchant, l'émission qui célèbre les méchants dans les films. Le festival continue. On est avec Thor en ce moment. Hi Thor.
Hi,
It's
man.
really nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
Really good film.
Oh, thanks, man.
We're actually we're having a show. We're basically celebrating all the villains in movies. And for you, like, what do you consider to be the greatest villain of all time?
I think the greatest villain of all time was, to me, back in the day, there was some amazing villains. For example, there was Andre, there was a guy like Andre the Giant who wrestled Hercules when he was Steve Reeves. I thought he was an incredible villain. You know, Lex Luthor and Superman was an incredible villain to me.
You don't want to fight him?
And the Joker, I can do a Joker face. When they get a load of me.
All right.
He was an incredible villain.
One of the other things, like, we've seen you, like, I grew up in the 80s, like, Thor was also part of the soundtrack. My favorite is Only the Strong. But also, we were actually wondering, like, will you ever do a show with Pile Driver?
Did I ever do a show with Pile Driver?
Or will you ever do another one again?
I sure would do a show with Pile Driver. Yeah, sure.
In Montreal before you die? In Montreal?
I would come back to Montreal anytime and do some shows.
All right.
Yeah, with Pile Driver. You know, who's ever left an anal cunt to do a show with those guys? You know, Seth, he passed away, right? But you're talking about, like, you know. I'd like to come back and play some shows here for sure with some of the great bands, you know, out of Montreal.
One of your most memorable moments throughout your career, like, can you share one with us?
I think tonight was one of my greatest moments of my career. You know, I've had a lot of great moments. I've played Las Vegas to 2,000 people that were all colleagues, like Sammy Davis Jr., Robert Goulet, and, you know, they gave us a standing ovation. That was a great time. And we played the Marquee where David Bowie played, and some of the greats, you know, the Yardbirds, and, you know, we got standing ovations and encores. But tonight at Fantasia Film Festival was here in Montreal was just one of the greatest.
What was the reasoning behind, like, who contacted who to start the documentary, and how long were they following you around for exactly?
They were following me around. I mean, it took about 15 years for this documentary to happen, to be completed. They followed me around for, you know, since 1999. And they just came down and, you know, Alan Wise and Al Higby, the producers, came down to see a show because I was trying to make a comeback in 1999. And they said they liked the show and wanted to do a documentary. And I said, well, you guys can try where others have failed. Nobody could last it out. But they said, oh, we'll do it in a couple of years. Well, it took a little longer than that. And they had a lot of incidences that happened. They were following me around the country, and we were playing in a comeback. It's tough sometimes, especially when you're an underground performer, like, you know, like Thor. Not mainstream. Wish we were more mainstream. Maybe that will happen, I don't know. But we were playing in all kinds of places like Chinese restaurants and, you know, and any place we could play at, you know, any wrestling rings, you know, everywhere, right? So they followed us all over the country. And the car blew up a couple of times, you know, it was that older car. They slept in the car, I slept in my car. It was tough times, dark times at times. And hey, the movie's here. I can't believe it. And we're here at Fantasia.
You know, the crowd was just wonderful.
Is there a release date for your for the DVD for I Am Thor?
Yes, you know, you have to contact MPI, but I know the theatrical release date is coming up sometime in the fall, and DVD shortly thereafter.
All right, so guys, I Am Thor, really good movie. Gives like a good picture of his career and his life. Really touching, funny moments you're gonna love. You're gonna cry, laugh, and spend good moments with your family. All right.
One question.
It is a family movie.
One question before we go. Is there a villain in your movie?
Yes, he was here tonight.
And who is it?
That's for you to know.
Is it the alter ego?
Yeah, sometimes he's Lokai.
Lokai.
Yeah, no. Yeah, there's, you know, the only villain in the movie was just fate itself that wants to try to defeat you, you know, or fear. Fear itself is a villain. So you have to overcome fear and overcome obstacles and move ahead and try to be a winner, try to be successful, and, you know, keep going on with your dreams.
All right, thanks a lot for the interview, man.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Fait qu'on se revoit prochain, on va avoir d'autres films à vous présenter. Checkez bien ça, ça s'en vient.
Thor was like the savior of rock and roll for us back then.
We're used to looking at Rod Stewart or Mick Jagger, and they're skinny and they look like they've been drugged out, and this guy just looks so wonderful. I just want to go out and grab him.
I used to be a serious bodybuilder. I'm a serious rock and roller right now.
What didn't he have? He had everything. They were all sure they had the next mega star.
And then it just went right down the tubes. I think it was simple mismanagement.
All of their greed destroyed his career, in my opinion.
It's all disappeared. It was just too much to take. I ended up having total nervous breakdown.
I started blaming my alter ego, Thor.
I retired from music, from show business in general, totally.
I tried to wash that character out and then just become a normal, mortal human being.
Everyone's got like a quest in life or a purpose, right? I have never achieved the platinum album status, and that's always been a goal.
I was pushing him, man, because he kept telling me, do you think I should go on tour? I was like, yeah, I want to see you live, man.
He wanted to go back in show business, and I didn't.
She didn't want to go through all the pain again.
Kids aren't going to want to see old people up on stage.
I know it's a crazy way to make a living, but I bet you Moby can't do this.
Whatever it takes to make this comeback.
6 people have paid tonight.
Impending steel, man. That was the most metal thing I've ever seen on a stage.
Top-notch entertainment. He still totally got it.
But some things went wrong, very wrong.
Maybe that's the time he should, you know, call it a night.
I don't see him giving up. He just never gives up.
The doctors say I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I could die doing this.
So it definitely deserves success.
What does it take to get to the next level? T-shirts are 20, CDs are 10.
Must be insane.
So now it's raining?
It's raining.
You gotta be kidding.
We've always been the underdog.
Eventually, I gotta stop coming back and say, hey, I'm here.